Alright, this is New Excellent Man 43, and I'm doing this because I got a comment on another video asking if I read this series, but the comment, it won't show up when I click the notification that says that I have got a new comment, so I cannot reply to it. The answer is yes, I have read the whole series, but most of it I cannot review yet since I do Nimrod appearances every 100 videos, and there's about 20 issues of this series that have Nimrod in them. This book, it comes from the same period as Engendered Spaces, the All Muties are Ganon Extinct era, and here we have a book starring relatively new characters, a bunch of young muties, and it is tragic how quickly Marvel abandoned these diverse and well-liked characters. We have Retrograde, who we saw yesterday in Engendered Spaces, Pixie, Onyx, Arnie, who is gay and it is not annoying or forced or preachy, X-32, she's probably the most well-known one, Surg, Helen Keller, Dusk, who was the OG, actually good Muslim superhero character, and down here is David Prodigy. And I really like the art by young Skottie. Beam me up, I am into this style for this book, Skottie. There's even more little muties inside. This book had an ensemble cast, but most of the main ones are on this cover. This issue is a downtime issue, which are great for character development. And we begin with a quality scene with Cyclist and Surg discussing leadership. Surg is the appointed leader of this team of young excellent men, and she, like most leaders, is being weighed down by her responsibilities as leader and how they often conflict with her feelings. There is also teen drama aplenty. I have always said that the excellent men at their core are two things. One is soap opera and the other is a porno. And since the latter would be grossly inappropriate for a book starring under 18s, it is soap opera that we are getting. Surg, she snogged Helen Keller and her boyfriend, David Prodigy, walked in on it. Here is some setup for the big messy Aya Compel X crossover. There is a mutie hunting beast who is tracking down all the kids. And then it is David Prodigy's time to get some spotlight. David Prodigy, he was an okay character. His powers were that he was a prodigy at everything, which doesn't lend itself well to a team comic. But then he lost his mutie powers during House of M, and he was feeling really redundant. He was mostly just contributing soap opera elements. Even though his relationship with Surg is a big plot point in this and in the book overall, Marvel will decide that he is just gay and has always been gay in 2013. They did a snowman on him. So apparently all this conflict and emotional distress over his girlfriend cheating on him, it doesn't really bother him as much as he's saying because he is gay and always has been. Light-hearted comedy bit here with Onyx and India, who is another character. He wasn't on the cover. A few of them aren't on the cover. Some pretty major ones weren't on this cover, and you'll see him in a few pages' time being a big emo. X-32 is having similar emotional outbursts. She has a crush on Helen Keller, and she saw him kissing Surg, and she has never felt this way about a boy before. This might seem like very boring stuff to you, but this book was action-packed. There was like attacks on the Excellent Men school every issue and children dying and shit. So this issue is maybe not the best reflection on this run as a whole, but I really like it. Retrograde, she tries to comfort X-32. Then we have a scene with Hellion Keller and Dusk. Of all these characters, Hellion Keller is one of my favourite ones. He has the most personality and different facets to his character. And he also has a crush and hero worships Emma Frosties, which makes him the one that I relate to the most. Dusk, she is a really good character too, created by Van Morrison and evil Nazi Nathan Van Scribbler. It is just like a white supremacist to create a Muslim character, isn't it? Should I cover her first appearance next? It's a really good issue. New Excellent Men 133. Another character I really like, and the main one who wasn't on the cover, is Mick Foley. He has been all My Chemical Romance here because his powers seem to have no limits. He has healing powers and he managed to create art out of nothing. And he has also found out that his powers can work the other way and kill things. Like most of these characters, he was ignored by Marvel for ages. He was dragged out every 5 years to be killed off again and again. From what I understand, Jonathan Huckleberry, he is using them, but I didn't really count that because he's not really using them. He'll be using a Jonathan Huckleberry character that looks like him, and not the actual character as depicted and seen in this series. More romantic drama between Serg and David Prodigy, and him and Hellion Keller end up coming to blows. And all this is cheapened by the revelation that David Prodigy was always gay. What annoys me about the gay thing, well, loads of things annoy us about Marvel passing around the gay stick the way they do. But saying that David Prodigy is gay, that can work if you establish he was in the closet and during all these stories he wasn't sure of himself or he didn't know what he was, but they refuse to do that. They never want any of their gay characters to appear weak by ever being in the closet. So they have all these outed gays who have known they are gay forever, and if you dare to look at their odd appearances like this, where David Prodigy, he was clearly attracted to and invested in his relationship with a girl, well, if you look at this comic, then you are a homophobic bigot. One of my favourite bits of this issue is we have the Excellent Men, the main ones. They have a faculty meeting to discuss the teenagers, and they are concerned about Mick Foley and how he has been a bit dark and miserable, and they are worried that if they didn't step in, he might end up becoming like the next Mr. Magnets, but they didn't know how to really help Mick Foley out and take his mind off his power that he has over life and death. But then, when he has been all grim, Luau knocks on his room door and asks if he wants to make out. And that is all it takes. Luau... never mind, I didn't need to explain her. She was the one who joined the Defenders in that good Swollen Bum mini-series. Didn't ask us about her powers, though. I didn't really know them beyond it being some sea-related thing. And here is our team all wearing their new uniforms. The book ended in a few issues' time, so we never really got to see them grow into being proper Excellent Men. But they do hang around the books for this whole mutie extinction period, and some of them, like X-32 and Mick Foley and Pixie, they get upgraded to other teams. Yeah, I recommend this, even if you are not in the market for a comic about a bunch of sad teenagers moaning about their feelings. This run is worth checking out. It started with issue 20 and ran until the book ended. It is a non-stop roller coaster of child massacres, so I'm giving this issue a 7 thumbs up.